Hello everyone. Today, I would like to introduce the touching story of Adelheid from Germany. Adelheid is a young woman who began traveling the world. After graduating from college, I was particularly curious about the Asian region and visited many countries. However, I had some disappointing experiences in some Asian countries. During my travels, because of my experiences, I developed negative feelings about Asia as a whole. However, when she visited Korea, she experienced a completely different culture. It is said that as a result, the perception of Asia has completely changed. What changes did the warm, hearts and honest attitudes of Korean people bring to her? And let's find out what mark those special moments left on her heart.
Hello, my name is Adelheid from Germany. My first goal after graduating from college was to travel the world and experience new cultures. I have visited many countries in Europe and North America, but I have little travel experience in Asia, so I was always full of curiosity. So this time I decided to travel to Asia. The first country chosen was Japan. Japan is also very popular in Germany, so it was a place I really wanted to visit. However, my trip in Japan was not as satisfying as I expected. The people there were polite, but I felt a bit distant, and as a foreigner, I didn't feel welcome. Afterwards, other Asian countries experienced similar experiences and expectations about Asia gradually disappeared. But Korea was completely different. My trip to Korea was more than just satisfying, it was truly moving. The warmth and consideration of the people was so special that it could not be compared to any experience I had had before. I was able to change my negative perception of Asia through my experience in Korea. Japan, the first country I visited, was famous for its clean, organized cities and excellent transportation system. The emotional distance I felt as a foreigner was great. Even though I had a hard time lifting my heavy bag on the train, no one helped me. Most people seemed to be avoiding me. This experience felt disappointing. The situation was similar in other Asian countries. In some countries, foreigners were often asked to pay excessive fees or treated unfairly. One time, while trying to buy something at the market, I was very disappointed to see that it was being sold at half the price to locals. As negative experiences like this were repeated, I began to lose my expectations about the Asian region itself. But Korea was completely different from the Asia I knew. From the moment I arrived at Incheon International Airport, I was impressed by the friendly guidance and clean environment. Afterwards, the sincere consideration and hospitality of the Korean people deeply touched me. My most memorable moment in Korea was at a small traditional restaurant in Seoul. At the time, I was traveling alone and didn't speak any Korean, so it was difficult to understand the menu. The waiter kindly explained to me, using gestures and pictures to figure out what I wanted to eat. A particularly touching moment was when I was eating the food I ordered by myself. The owner of the restaurant personally came to my table and gave me more food. In Korea, it is basic to treat guests generously, he said. From that attitude, I could feel the desire to treat guests sincerely, rather than pursuing profit. Also, when I took the bus to a small provincial town, the bus driver personally told me where to get off, so I wouldn't get lost, and even guided me to my destination. Through these experiences, I learned how kind and considerate Korean people are to foreigners. Small considerations like these made every moment of my trip special. Korea's convenience store culture is very convenient for travelers. One time, I had a special experience when I arrived late at night and used a convenience store in a small rural town. Just as I was about to choose the item I wanted and pay. The convenience store employee saw something and smiled. Instead of this product is cheaper and has a larger capacity. The employee recommended products that were beneficial to me. Thanks to this, I was able to save money and buy better products. After paying, he helped me by giving me more bags, saying that I looked like I was carrying a lot of luggage. His final greeting, "Have a nice trip," was a great comfort to me, even at this late hour. I had a really special day when I visited an experience village where I wanted to experience Korean rural culture. There you could experience planting rice or making traditional food. I participated in the program with other people from my family. The local residents treated me more kindly, saying I was a foreigner. An elderly man showed us how to plant rice and explained the tradition, saying, "This is the way Korean farmers have been doing it for generations." At lunchtime, we shared bibimbap made with rice ground ourselves and said, "It's nice that people who come on a trip feel like family too." My heart warmed when I heard those words. The experience that day was a valuable opportunity to get a glimpse into not only Korea's rural culture, but also the pure and warm hearts of the people. My experience in Korea was more than just kindness. It completely shattered my stereotypes about the Asian region. As a foreigner in Japan and other Asian countries, I felt left out or treated unfairly. I felt very welcome in Korea. In particular, Korean people do not treat foreigners simply as guests, but treat them comfortably as if they were neighbors. From the generous hospitality I felt at restaurants, the strangers who helped me on the street, and the friendly drivers I met on public transportation. All of these experiences made me feel that Korea is not just a travel destination, but a warm country that I want to visit again. These experiences completely changed the negative perception I had about Asia as a whole. It made me realize that Korea is truly a country of hospitality. My experience in Korea was not just about the emotions of travel. Through this experience, I realized how important warm communication between people is. Korea is a special country in the world, not just an economically developed country. This is because it is a country where sincere consideration and hospitality between people are deeply rooted in the culture. If other countries learned a culture that treats foreigners with sincerity like Korea does, travelers around the world will be able to experience more excitement and satisfaction. I brag about my experience in Korea to my friends and family. I would like to recommend others to visit Korea.
Adelheide's story told today is that the country called Korea is not just a travel destination. It clearly shows that it is a special place where you can feel genuine connection between people. Have you ever felt a similar emotion in Korea? Or have you ever heard of Korea's warm culture from abroad? Please share your valuable experiences in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Next time, we will come back with a warmer and more touching story. Thank you.